Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I want to share with you guys about the transportation in Ireland, and I will focus more on taxi, which has been used in Ireland. Taxi are very famous in Ireland. If you have a chance to go travel to the island, you can see there are a lot of taxis in the island, especially in the big cities and towns. Irish people are sociable. They prefer to go out instead of staying at home. So, they always use taxi to go around the town, and sometimes they use taxi in villages too. This situation is very different from Malaysia. Taxis are not very famous in Malaysia. I think Malaysians use buses more often than taxis. We can see that there are many buses on the road, for example, a rapid bus. Other than that, Malaysians prefer to use their own transport to go anywhere. This is because they have trust issues on others. They feel more comfortable and safe to drive on their own. Irish people think taxis are more comfortable and convenient for them. Taxis are everywhere in Ireland. You can just call a taxi to the location, or you can access your phone and book the taxi through an app. This is very similar to the Grab car system in Malaysia. Second, Irish people are fast in their actions. They want to move fast. That's why they take taxi instead of other public transport to go to work or other destination. The taxi driver will bring you straightly to your destination, while other transportations have many stops. Let's move on to the taxi fare. Taxi fare in Ireland depends on how far you go and also depends on the taxi company. The standard price is 1.14 euro per kilometer, which is around 5 ringgit and 60 cents, and it can be higher than that. If you use taxi on working days, it will be cheaper for you. But if you use taxi during weekend or holiday, the price will be higher than you expected based on the premium rates price. While in Malaysia, people thought taxi fare is expensive. They rarely use taxi to go to their destination. Instead of using taxi, Malaysians use Grab car or rapid bus, which are more cheaper and convenient for them than a taxi. The taxi fare in Malaysia depends on what kind of taxi we use. The standard price for normal taxi is 1 ringgit and 25 cents per kilometer. However, the fare for other taxis like executive taxis or airport taxis are higher than the standard price. There are also some similarities between taxis in Ireland and taxi in Malaysia. Our facilitator told us that taxi in Ireland work around the clock. There are 2 shifts for the taxi, which is from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. I think this is similar to Malaysia, but because of COVID-19 pandemic, the operating hours have been limited by the government. Other similarities is, in Ireland, the taxi driver need a special license, and the vehicle also must be licensed to carry passengers. The taxi driver in Malaysia also needs special license, which is PSV license, to drive a taxi. I think that's all about the difference between taxi in Ireland and taxi in Malaysia. I hope I have a chance to go travel to Ireland someday, and I use their public transport.